Hello, welcome in today's episode. And today we are building a mobile app using Grid. I just want to go right away show you what we have built. Within this short period of time, we actually built a whole entire e-commerce app with CRUD operations. As you can see under this more, you see that we have our products and categories. So if I go to categories, you see we have 3 categories. I can add in another category, maybe say test category. I can add its image just from here. I can just add this image to be the test image. So you can see that the file upload is very smooth, looking so clean. So this is the one that we have just created right now. And if I just go to products like this, you can see we have also products. And if I click on this, I can also create a test product, give it a price. And by the way, this is authenticated users who are doing this. So I'm just going to go here, add the thumbnail. So you can just add the thumbnail also. Just going to add any. And then you can add description. This is a test. You can add images, like multiple images. So you can see now we can attach multiple images like this. And then the category, you can see even the test category I've just created is right now here. And the product is created. We didn't stop here on creating only the CRUD. So if I click on this, I can go ahead and delete this. So you can see there is a delete button and the edit button. So the edit and the whole entire CRUD is working properly. Now if I go to the shop page, you see even this test category I've just created here is in here. If I click on it, I can see the product within this test. Okay, look at that. This is so beautiful. Now, if I go ahead, let's go and choose another category like this one, which has multiple products. If I click on it, you see I have 2 products. If I click on the Google Pixel and I scroll down, you see that we have similar products, which is iPhone 16 because they're in the same category. If I click on the iPhone 16, it brings Google Pixel as similar product. All this work was done within less than 30 minutes. Can you imagine how fast it is to build with Grid? And we are following this blog. The only thing that we actually created, we created these shop pages. This product detailed page, the category detailed page, the shop page. These are the ones we created. But this all admin panel, where we have this CRUD for users. So like, for example, users, you already have the CRUD for creating users, edit users, delete users, and all these other things that we have just shown you right now using Grid. Authentication comes when it is working. If you check other pages like profile, we have profile. You can log out like this, and this takes you to the login page. That's why the authentication is working really properly. And if you want us to go ahead and build this, let's dive in and get started. Hello everyone, welcome in today's video. So today I'm so much excited. We are building a mobile app using Grid. Grid can be used to build desktop apps, web apps, but today we're going to see how to build a mobile app with authentication, with CRUD operations, with tables, file uploads, all of them in today's video. And we're going to be following this guide. You can find it on gridframework.dev. Go to blog, and when you go to blog, you will see this blog, which is build a mobile store with Grid. Okay, and we're just going to be following this guide. So the first version, you need to make sure that you run Grid update, or you'll be on the latest version, which is v3.31.75. I can verify by running Grid version. So I've already updated to that. So if you see my version I have here is 3.31.75, you need to have this version to move on. Okay, or just you simply run Grid update, or if it is your first time, go ahead and install Grid by running these commands. So from here, you need to have 2 things. Literally, I just also need to have my Docker running. And if you don't want to use Docker, there is also a way of running Grid without using Docker. That is also there. But I recommend you use Docker as a developer, or if your machine doesn't support Docker, work so hard to get a machine which supports Docker, because these are some of the tools that as a senior developer you need to get starting using, and it is the set of tools that you use that we know that you are a senior dev. So moving forward, I also have my Android Studio running for these devices. I'm just going to start, of course, this device I have here. Just going to click on this and to be starting in the background. Okay. So the next thing is to go ahead and we create our app. I'm already in my learning grid framework folder. Just going to go ahead and create in here. Okay. So just going to minimize this. Don't mind about I think I should just, let me first close this. I just want to first stop this, and maybe I just want to wipe it, sort of like, because it is having like I don't know if it is necessary to actually wipe it, because it is starting with the previous thing I was working on. So I don't know, code boot. Okay. So the first thing you just need to do, go to your folder, and let's open this inside this bash terminal. Just going to clear this. I'm just going to run grit new. Then you put the name of the app. I'm just going to call this Ecommerce app, just like this. And now, since it is a mobile app, you put -- mobile. Now, if you don't put -- mobile, it will create a normal grid app. Okay, -- mobile gives us that you want to build a mobile app. So I'm just going to go ahead and run this. Just going to go ahead and run this. Now, if you don't need an Android Studio, you should install Android Studio if your machine is capable. And I also created a video on installing emulators in Android Studio. You should have at least 16 gigabytes of RAM to consider installing Android Studio to have the smooth running really. But you can use your phone, okay? You can install Expo Go app on your smartphone, and then we can use it for testing our mobile app. For me, I have the emulator because I'm just going to be showing you what we are building as we are going on, okay? Otherwise, in real production, I always use my phone because it is somehow easy and smooth. Okay, so moving forward here, we have created a new grid app. So the first step is, I'm just going to go ahead and what I normally do is, before I do anything, I start Docker. So I'm just going to say Docker compose app -d. This starts sorry, you have to cd. Let's first cd in the Ecommerce app. Okay, cd in the Ecommerce app, and then Docker compose app -d. This is going to start all the things we need to create everything we need. And then the next thing we just need to do is go ahead and install dependencies. So you can just say npm install. This is going to go ahead and install dependencies. Okay, and I'm also going to go ahead and pause for this because it might take some little bit. So I'm just going to pause for a second, and then I'll be back. Okay, so it is done. Okay, so at this point, it is just better we create our modules or our models. So let me just go open the tier draw. So if you watched this video, there is a video on the playlist. Okay, basically this video where we have building e-commerce. It was episode, episode 9. If you watched this episode, we talked about building the e-commerce with 2 grid commands where we did all these nice things. The same things we did on let me just first open this here. So we have a category on the e-commerce. This is the normal thing. You have the category model, and then you have the product model. And on the category model, you just want to maybe 2 or 3 things. You just want a name, you want a slug, and then you want an image. And the similar thing here, you want a name, you want just a slug, also slug, and then you want price, then you want thumbnail, then you want description. Okay, then you have like images, a list of images, and finally you have, what do you have? You have the category ID. Okay, you have this category ID because the relationship between these two here, it is one to many. So like the product belongs to the category. Okay, product belongs to category, like this. In fact, I would just say like product belongs to category, just like this category model, like this. This is one to many, and we're going to see how to create these two modules. So our e-commerce is going to be based on this. Okay, so the first thing is we are going to, first of all, after scaffolding the app, we are going to be able to create the modules. So we can create these two resources, create resources. Okay, then we migrate the resources that we have created. Then from migrating this, we can just go ahead and seed the data. Like this is to seed like the admin user. And then we're just going to go ahead and start servers. And then we can just like go ahead and log into our app. And then we start testing the CRUD. So right away, with this create resources, it actually creates for us the CRUD operations. Okay, this creates us the CRUD operations working, read, delete, and everything working by running these generate resources. So in fact, this is just like not even create resources. This is generate, because we're just going to be generating these resources. And then we can test, then we can now fetch data and do all the other things. So let's just go ahead and get started. So the first thing, we have already created our app, we have installed this, our Docker is running, and everything is good. Right now, what I just want to do right now, the first thing is going to be generating resources. So I'm just going to say grid generate resource. Okay, grid generate resource, and this is going to be category resource. And what does category have? Category has fields like we put them there, name, which is actually a string, and then slug, which is of type slug, like that. And then we have the image, which is of type file, and file supports only image in this case. So these are the fields we have from the definition we did here. 3 fields, and they're the ones that I've created within this generate resource. This is a very powerful command, by the way. So I'm just going to go ahead and run enter. You can see it has created all these things. I'm just going to go ahead and now generate the second resource. I can clear this and also run grid generate resource. And this resource is going to be called product. So this is another module, product. And the product has fields like, so inside here we specify the fields, name, string. Then we have slug, which is of type slug. And then we have price, which is of type int. Then we have image. In fact, just call this thumbnail. So we can say thumbnail of type file, and only supporting images. And then we have also description, which is of type text. And then we finally have, let's just like actually put images. So images are of type files. Look at that, type files, and we also support image. And finally, we have the category ID. So if you, instead of putting category ID, this underscore ID will be automatically added by grid. So what we just simply say category, then we say we put the type, which is going to be the relationship belongs to. Okay, we are in a product. So a product, so this is the column category ID, and the relationship is belongs to, and then you specify the model, which is category, like this. So this will actually connect the category and the product together. Okay, so after this, I'm just going to go and run enter. And then after doing that, we can actually go ahead and migrate. So we migrate all the tables to the database by running grid migrate. So you can see how it is so clean, so nice, so memorable that you cannot forget this. There is no any framework I've seen that can simplify the creation of these CRUD modules or resources than this. Laravel tries, but the grid level is another side. So we have all the models, all the tables, 21 tables created. I'm just going to go ahead and say grid seed. And the seeding is going to add some admin user and some blog posts in our database. And we're just going to go ahead now, start the server. So we have two parts. Remember, this is a mobile app. By the way, if you open this app, let's open this app actually in VS Code. So you can just say code dot like this, and it's going to open the app in VS Code. So if you look at this app, we have in the apps, we have two things, only two things, by the way. We have the API, we have also the Expo app. Okay, we have the API and the Expo app. As simple as that. Okay, as simple as that. Let me trust this folder. As simple as that. Two things, the app and the mobile app, the Expo app. Now, what I just want to do is I want to first start the server from this side here. So I'm just going to clear this. And I can just say grid start. I don't even know, I don't have to go to find where the entry point the server is. Just simply say grid start server. Like this. And this is going to go ahead and start for you the server. Okay? And we have to make sure that the server is running. Then for the other ones, I can just actually open the terminal, the integrated terminal within VS Code. Close this one. Okay, just like this. I'm just going to have my terminal. So here I'm just going to be running the Android, sorry, the Expo app will be running in this terminal, while this side, this terminal is running the server. Okay, we can give it so for a few seconds. It is going to start. Okay, so for the mobile app, we need to cd into apps, because you can see that before to run the Expo app, we have to run it within inside here in the Expo app. So you say cd into apps, and then inside the apps, we're looking for the Expo. So the server has started. Click allow. Okay, so here I just have the Expo app like this. So make sure that you are inside the Expo app. And I'm just going to run pnpm start. Okay, just like this. I don't know if like this is over zoomed in. Yeah, nice. So this is great. So we are starting the mobile app. So you can see starting Metro Bundler, everything. On the other side, you can see that my emulator is already running properly here. Okay. And if you want to install the emulator, you have to go ahead and watch this episode, which was installing the emulators in the previous episode. Okay, now good. So right now what we just need to do is place A. If you're using your phone, just simply install the Expo Go app and then scan this QR code. It's going to go ahead and render the app on your device. For my case right now, since I have the emulator, I'm just going to press A, and it's going to open the app on the emulator. Okay, so if you just see right now, you can see it has opened the Expo Go app, and it is starting our app. You can see it has the grid logo and the name of the app, which is Ecommerce app. right away like that. I love that. And now you can see that the app is building or bundling here, which is also showing on the screen here nicely. And that's the purpose of the emulator, so that you guys can see exactly what I'm saying. Even on your phone, you should see something like this actually. As this building, you're going to sit in the terminal, plus on your phone building. And after building, we expect to be routed to the authentication page. Look at that. Look at that. So this is the grid logo, can be the brand logo. And look at how the authentication screen looks really, really cool. Okay. So at this point, I'm just going to go ahead and log in. So the login for the admin user, you know the login details for the admin user. I don't know if I added them in here somewhere. I'm not sure, to log in with the admin user, but you're just going to see what I'm going to type in here. For the fake admin, we seeded. Okay, so these are the logins. So I'm just going to go ahead and log in. Nice. So you can see we have logged in into our app. So authentication works very well. You can see the pages, this part was protected, and right now we are inside. So I can first rearrange this tab. I add it at the end. I like this more tab when it's at the end, but you can also just like leave it there. But in the Expo app, if you just go inside the app, so Expo, I always find Expo looking like Next.js. Like if you're just familiar with Next.js, it's very easy to understand the Expo. So in the tabs, there is a layout file here, and it is where all these tabs, I think, they are located. So what I just want for my case, I wanted to move this the more. So this is the Explorer thing. I want just simply move it to be the last screen inside the tabs like this. Okay. Yeah, so you can see it is at the end. Now, what do we have by default? We have our mobile app. It is showing total users, active, new today, blah, blah, like all those ones. Okay. But look at if we click on more, this is where the admin accesses the resources. So we so far have 4 resources. 2 were created by default, the users, so you can manage all the users. These are the seeded users, including the admin, as you can see here. You can even go ahead and add a new user, as you can see. Really nice. Then we have another resource, which is the blogs. So this comes also naturally with this one. You can just go ahead and also create a new post, which is already working. And the ones that we created, which was categories and products, are also here. So every time you create a resource, is going to be actually in here. The similar way we had it on the desktop app, in the web app, when you create in the admin panel, you find it here. So for this one, you click on more, you find all these things for you. Let's start by going to the categories, because we need to first create the categories before we create the products. I'm just going to go ahead and create here the category. Click on plus. Now you look at that, we have 2 types of forms in here, and me personally like these ones, the bottom sheet forms. They look really nice on the mobile, and from the experience with the customers, they like them. There is also the page, the full page, the full page forms. They are also configurable in here, but today let's just go ahead and create with this one. So I'm just going to say phones. I'm just going to create a category called phones, and I'm just going to click on tap on the image, and you see we have this nice also bottom sheet for creating. You can take using your camera, or you can just go ahead and choose from the library. I'm just going to go and choose from the library, and you see I have 2 images. You can just first go to any app and you just go ahead and download. You know, some people find it hard, by the way, to get the images from here. So what I did, let me show you what I did before I do this. I'm just going to use this bottom thing, move it up like so. I click outside. So I can just go to Google, the normal Google like here. So what I did is to put those images. I know some people find it hard. This is just like a normal phone. You can even download them from your email. You can log into your email and get them. But I just simply went to Jumia. Let's just go to Jumia together. I can just go to Jumia like this. This is Jumia. And I can just like find any image in here and I download it. So how do I download the image? What I did is, it is still loading. Okay. Just download like this image here. So you just simply left click, long place, and it brings you to download somewhere the image. I don't know why it is not bring download image down here. Okay, so when you download the image, it will straight away go inside the the stuff. Or you can just of course get your images and bring them in. So I want to just show you how I downloaded the images so that you don't be asking how I have the images in there. I just simply downloaded them from just a website, just as normal as that. They just go back. So I'm just going to also drop this. Now, where do I get it? Just simply go back to the Expo app, and I'm just going to click on the Ecommerce. Where is the Ecommerce? Which one did I click on? That is not our app. That was not our app. I'm just going to click outside here. Scroll up, Expo Go app. I'm not sure which one is the app at this point. I'm clicking on the wrong one all the time. Okay, I don't know if I just refresh here in the terminal. Let me just try to do this. Reloading the app. Does this one bring it up? It doesn't. Expo. There is Vite. I'm just going to go ahead and clear this. And I do not want to open this. How do I go back? Like, the reloading of pages is not working. So, okay, let's just go ahead and do this. Opening. Yep. Okay. So it has gone back to the place we wanted. Just so it opened again, placed on A, and we are back on this. Now, if I just go to this, now you can see this image is there now. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and click on this image. Oh, so it restarted again. Just let's give it some seconds. Okay, so I'm just going to go back to more, go to categories, and then let's go to plus. These buttons you see here, this down arrow and the upward arrow, this upward arrow is for the import CSV. So right away, all the resources come with import CSV and export CSV. Okay, you can download the template and again upload it. You said it works really nicely. And this is for all resources, by the way. So you need to create a new category. I'm just going to call this phones. I'm just going to go ahead and add this image. So add this image here and click on use image. Nice. So you can see that we have a nice preview, and just create the category. The category was created really nicely, and you can see this is a table. I can create the second category. Let me create the second one, which is going to be like electronics. Let's say electronics. I'm just going to choose this gas image this time. Let me just choose this, use image, and go ahead and create. And the last one, which is going to be, what should I call it? I just say call it gadgets. Gadgets, let me just go here, choose the image. Let's add this last one. Like this, create category. We haven't even written any single line of code, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, we haven't written any single line of code, and we have the CRUD working so nicely, including clicking on the category. So you can see we can click on this category and we go inside the category detailed page. Can you look at that? Where we can edit and even delete. Okay, Now let's go back to the products. Let's go ahead and create a product. So I'm just going to go ahead and say, for example, iPhone. So I'm just going to create a new, and let's just say iPhone. Okay, iPhone 16 Pro Max. Let's say price of this is maybe $2,000. Is that it? 20,000? And then let's add the thumbnail. So down here you can see we have the thumbnail. Of course, we have, when you click in the price, you see that we have this nice keyboard that comes in for you. And then I'm just going to click on the thumbnail. Let's just add this iPhone image. Use the image. So you can see the image upload is working right away. And the nice one, so you can add the description, of course, and you say this is a beautiful iPhone with super powers, just like that. I'm just going to go down here in the images. Look at the images. Look at the images. We already have the plus. So if you click here, you go to the gallery. You said you get this Mart Select thing. So you click on this, click on that, click on this. Actually, just like remove this one. I add 2. So you can add 2. By default, you can add up to 5. And look at this. So you can add more images. You can remove them. We can select the category. Look at the category down here. So the categories, we created all of them. You can see they're here. You can search them. So you can just search them, for example, phones. And you can see the phone is here. Click on it. And let's create the product. The product is created really nicely. The image is given the first priority in here. iPhone Pro Max. Then we have the slug. And if you scroll, so this comes with a horizontal scroll, by the way. So like this, not even a horizontal scroll. This is like a scrollable table. So it comes with this scrollable table where we have everything. Look at that. You see that? Okay. You can create another product, but you get the point. Now, the next thing that we have this, let's create one more product. Okay. Just going to say this Starbucks gas. And I'm just going to come here and I say this is maybe 300. And just going to go ahead and add the image. This one. We go down here, description. This is a gas cylinder. And I'm just going to go ahead and add some images. I really like the images, how they work in here. So I'm just going to add one. And I'm just going to add the category, which is going to be, let's say, electronics. And create this. So now this part is for creating, this is like the admin panel, where we create all the CRUD operations. We create the product, we create the categories, all the modules and everything. Now, we can have and create our own pages. So if you just go down in this blog that we created, we can create, for example, the shop tab. So I want to create a new tab. So I want you to go in the shop tab, a grid of categories. So what we're just going to do is we're going to first create this. So you can see it is in apps, expo, and tab. So we are creating inside the tabs, we are creating shop.tsx. So get this code. And inside this, we're just going to go inside the tabs. These are the tabs. And inside here, we're just going to create a new file, which is called shop.tsx, like this, and add this. If you look in the code that is inside in here, is using the use category. So when you create these CRUD operations, they go in the hooks and create all these. So we have use categories. We also have these category types already created in the hooks folder. So we have our hooks folder somewhere here. And you can set, wherever we create the resource, it creates its things in here, like use categories. And you're going to say the types are there. Everything, you do not need to create them. This is created automatically for you. So if we look at the error we have is about the path name. And the path name is because we haven't created the category page, the category edited page. That's why it is showing, because these are types. and it is showing that it is not seeing this page. So we're just going to create that page soon, and you will see. So we have created the tab. So the only thing is now to add this tab inside. So I'm just going to copy this, and let's go to the layout. So inside the tab, go to the layout. So inside the layout, which is inside the layout in here. So this is where all the tabs are. You saw when we are changing, not this layout, in the tabs layout. So this is why we have all these things in here. So you can't just like remove profile. I can just go ahead and remove this profile tab, or you can just even leave it there. So after the home, I just want to go ahead and put the shop like this. Okay. So this is why we have the shop tab. You can just go ahead, you can see it has the icon, also taking in the icon of the shop here. So I'm just going to go ahead and follow the next. So it says here the screen header, blah, blah. This was about, it took me time to resolve this. That's why I added this note. You can see that the image upload is working so fine, but you don't know how much it really gave me hard time to configure it. Now we can see that we have the shop tab here right now. Let's go ahead and get to the categories products. So we are creating this category. This was missing. So we need to go inside the shop, create the category, and then ID. If you are familiar with Next.js, this is like the detailed page of the category where we're going to be showing all products in that category. Okay. So inside the shop, I just need to create this. So you can even copy this the way it is and come and create it as a file. So inside the shop, I just have to go. So the shop is not there. The only thing I need to see is that it is inside the app. So I'm just going to copy from here because the shop folder is not existing. So I copy from here. I will go inside the app, not inside the tabs. Okay, inside the app, because this is where we're putting other pages. You can see we have other pages like blogs, products, and other things. So here inside the tabs, we want to put the shop. So inside the app folder, this is where we put like screens or pages. The same thing like to Next.js. So just simply right click and create a new file. And then I'm just going to go and paste. So this is going to create the shop folder, category folder, and this detailed page. Then inside this page is where we're going to go ahead and add for us this the fetch. And the fetch, if you look at this fetch, is basically on the front end. You could just go ahead and create an endpoint specifically for this the products. But if you look at it, it is getting the ID using use local search param. This is the similar thing like in Next.js, where you extract the ID and you can also pass the name. So we are passing the ID and the name in the params, and we are getting them inside in here. Of course, we're also getting the theme. Then from here, we get the query, and in this query, we want to pass in the category ID, which is this ID in here. And then we filter, so you can see here, query, flat map, gets pages, and then p.data. So we get all the products, and then we can render them. So here it is also asking the shop detailed page, which we have not created. Okay. We can just like move on. So these are the products. This is the product. So there's a product detailed page, which is inside the shop now product. So I'm just going to copy from this product, like so. And inside the shop, now we already have the folder for the shop. If you go inside in here, you already have this shop folder. So right click on it, create a new file, and let's add this. So this creates the product detailed page. And I'm just going to go ahead and add in this. So if you look in the product detail page, basically you're just also getting the ID, and then like use this ID to go ahead and fetch the data. Use products hook expects to get this. Okay, this is the product detailed page. You are using this ID to use product, and then to get similar products, we are passing in the category. We are filtering. You can see we are filtering using the category ID, getting all products with the same category ID, but not equal to this ID that we are on this page, to remove that product. And that's how we get all these pages. So if we go back, now we don't have any errors. We should be able to test our app. I think we have created all the pages that we wanted actually. So if I go back in here, so if I click on the shop, okay, I should be seeing the category. So you can see this we're seeing in here. These are categories. Browse by category. So we have nice categories in here. So for example, in the phones, we know we have some things in the phones. So you can just click on the phone. And you see in the phones, we have the iPhone 16 Pro Max. If I click on it, and then I have the detailed page where I can add to cart. Like, look at how fast we used to build this whole entire e-commerce. Like, this is so by far advanced and so good. Within a few minutes, I don't know how many minutes we have built this whole entire shop. It has been 37 minutes to build this whole entire e-commerce with CRUD operations, displaying the products on this detail. I wish you could just have like similar products and we see how they look like. Can we just go ahead and add like some product? Let's just go to more. So let me just go to products because we have two products which are into different. I need to add one more product that is similar. Let's just say add Samsung. Samsung Galaxy S23. Price, maybe say 1,000. Thumbnail. Just going to go ahead and add this one. This was Google Pixel anyways. Let's just add this title as Google Pixel for sure. And this is not Samsung. I'm just going to say add Google Pixel. And then let's scroll down here on the description. This is Google Pixel. And then I'm just going to go ahead and create the images. So let's add this, only this one image, maybe even this one. And then we're just going to select the category, which is going to be also phones. Okay, like this. And I'm just going to go ahead and create. So we have now 3 products. Now, if we just go back, okay, we just go back to the shop. Let's go back to the phones. Now we have 2 products. Look at this. We have now 2 products. If I click on Google Pixel, now down here, we should have similar products. Look at this. We can have all these nice, so you can just like have this beautiful page. All it is looking awesome. You can do this. Now, if you want, of course, to change these pages, we created them together. This is like the category page, the product detailed page is in here. In fact, this whole part here, you can design it by yourself. This is the detailed page. This one here, it has the screen header, which is a reusable component. Look at this. You can pass in show back, which is show the button, the other button, and the title of this you want to pass in. Then you have this scroll view, and inside the scroll view, you put in anything you want. And where can you get more components? I have you covered. So I was renewing these React UI templates. I might give it a different domain. I'm still thinking which domain. But now we have 2 things. We have Simple UI. You all know Simple UI. We have been using Simple UI in our applications. Okay. I'm going to add in so many components. But we have introduced Expo UI. This is a big one, guys. We have introduced Expo UI with about 78 components. Onboarding components, sub screens, and all those things. So if you don't like the auth screen, like this is not hard coded because the auth is all the pages and the screens are in here. The login screen, the register screen. You maintain the logic because the logic is on top here. The logic is on top here. This is the logic. Then this whole thing down here that you see in here, this can be your own design. This is your own design that you can just go ahead and add. Okay? So you can just go here and Expo UI and you're like, I want the auth screens. And we have them even showing in the mockups. You don't know how much hard it was to add them like this. Okay, so you can just say, I like this, and you just go here on the code and you have all this code. Now you can add this code because the logic of data and what, the only part you're interested in is this view part. Because the logic part, you don't want to lose it. Grid gives you that by default. Okay, Grid gives you all this thing here. On top here, this handle login, all this logic, you already have them working. You don't want to affect that. So similarly on this shop, on the e-commerce, so if you go on the shop screens, you see that we have different screens that you can have. This is also for the product, I think, down here. Okay, the product detailed page and blah blah, all these things in here. So you can just find a screen you want, or if you have any screen you want me to create, you can just go ahead and comment in the comment section. I will be adding more and more onto this. So now you have 78. Any screen that you are going to be building in the future, I will be adding them in here. Okay, but so far, if in the app we have other things that we haven't navigated, okay, you said on the home screen you can customize this. This is still not fetching, but you can set, you can customize inside in here. Like you have the recent activity. This API is already there. Then we have the profile page where you have this this working also fine. Okay, I'm not so sure about the updating this the image. That's not something I'm sure about. I will be working on this because I haven't updated this to also work. And then settings, we still have the dark mode, and this is not yet working very well, but you can see it switching because I made sure that all these support dark mode. As you can see, even the home screen, everything is in dark mode. So this is under settings. You can just remove this. And now we have languages. The languages are not working. Then we have clear cache, and then the app version and all these things. Then inside here, we have already seen what is inside here. We have all these things. You can click on storage, and you see all the files in here. Okay. So in other versions, of course, I will be making these to look at the file size. I will be making this also to look much better. But so far, so good. This everything is looking so clean. Okay. So thank you so much for watching this episode. If you like it, go ahead, subscribe, share the video with others so that others can learn from this. Thank you so much. I will see you in the next video.